Website e-commerce search has stagnated. They say it hasn't, but you know the truth. We are still stuck with the same clunky search paradigm from all the way back in 2010. Remember my last eCom Buzz where I demonstrated that conversation is taking over internet searches? It is taking over internet searches, but then are we somehow supposed to believe that our websites are exempt from these newfound customer expectations? I don't think so. In this exceptional episode number 27 of the eCom Buzz, I am going to give you a sneak peek into the hundreds of hours of research that I have done into AI and e-commerce. Each will represent a real breakthrough in how we can use AI to make the shopping experience faster, smarter, and dare I say, even more human. You've heard about conversational commerce, and the idea sounds pretty cool, but it generally feels out of reach unless you have super deep pockets to integrate this idea into your store. So unfortunately, that means the cool idea is dead on arrival. We're left to watch endless demos of super expensive products. But conversations aren't just for a product search, it's for everything. You can type a search phrase in, get products, or you can ask a question, get a summary, get your tracking number, learn about products or the company. Here's the cool thing. This system, as I'm about to show you, works with any data form. No matter whether it's custom, interesting to you, it can be easily included in this agent that I'm about to demonstrate. For example, if you want your customers to find an invoice, it's here. Customer reviews? Not a problem. Now, in full transparency, this isn't just fancy tech speak for the sake of fancy tech. I know, and I've been very guilty of this in the past. I'm a developer and I love new widgets. But imagine a customer wanting to know your return policy for items on Black Friday. Using this agent, you get an instant, accurate answer. Why is the focus on search and conversation? Look at it this way. If we were to put a AI chatbot in the lower right corner of your screen, we're disappointing our visitors because when they click on that icon, they want to talk to a real human. I have heard plenty of stories, and my story's added to this, about how nobody wants to talk a bot down in the lower right corner of the screen. But on the other hand, search is such a prime candidate because everyone does expect this to be automated. Before we look at a demo of this capability, I want to answer the question, who is this geared for? The long-term answer is everyone. But the best fit immediately is for organizations that are looking for ways to streamline their customer experience without introducing additional overhead. And I'm going bold with replacing the search box. It could not be any more obvious on a website going this route. But remember, this capability can be easily integrated into product pages to ask questions about the product, to summarize reviews, even in the customer account, provide answers and summaries. Before I show you this in action, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually got excited about using a search function on a website? Perhaps it's never. So in that case, may I be the first to introduce to you something that is incredibly exciting, I believe revolutionary especially in how it is able to be brought to every website at this point with the findings of our research. And with that, let's jump in and talk about some e-commerce. I am here in my demo environment. It actually is powered by BigCommerce's Catalyst tool. On BigCommerce, we're going to dive in and see how this conversational commerce works in real time. So let's ask a question. What's my tracking number? We'll use the prompt that I see right here. We need an order number and an email address. The order number is 146 and Joseph plus parent company at swiftauto.com. You can tell this is a demo environment here. But one thing to notice is this does take a few seconds, and this is something we're working to optimize the performance of, and it's not terrible. But you also have to remember that ChatGPT and everything, all these other AI tools, they don't return immediate responses either. So people are already accustomed to some type of delay when getting an answer. It's not as much of a delay as well, it's actually significantly more than a Google search, but they're very used to this. Check this out. We have our tracking number, all this information here. What was my order total? We'll get an answer to that here quickly, and then we will move on to look at some products. 239, and we can back to the tracking our package. We've tuned it to more answering questions about tracking. Well, we can say, what items did I order? All of that is right here, loaded in and ready for a response. Okay, now let's switch our focus and talk about some products. What types of products do you sell? Probably a customer will not ask a question like this, but if somebody's wanting to explore and learn about our website, our offerings, that could be something that they would be interested in. Do you sell plants? And this will be coming up shortly here. Yes, we have plants. Look at this. We have our plant links right here that are accessible. 3 types of plants. We can click into them. What plant is best for low light? And again, this will come up. I'm guessing as I asked that question, but I'm guessing the Dracaena will come up. However, it looks like we get a couple options here. And we have this Sansevieria and ZZ plant. I do know I'm not a plant person, but I do know the ZZ plant is good for indoors. So right there is a good choice. Do you sell flower pots? Let's see if there's an answer to this question. And we have a couple of flower pots that we can look at, or we could just type in a search phrase, terrarium, using the BigCommerce sample data set right here. We hopefully should get, there's 2 terrariums listed in the product database. So even something super simple, super basic search phrase is going to pull this up. So whether you want to ask conversationally, or if you want to go back to good old search days, it's a little bit slower than normal search days, but the answer is easy to find. And again, more and more people are accustomed to this conversational search functionality. I hope you found that as interesting and as incredibly exciting as I have. You're probably wondering what's powering this whole experience behind the scenes, and that is Google Gemini. But even better, this tool, this system that we've built is automatically pulling changes from a Google Drive folder. I make changes to a file in there, a Google Sheet file, and it automatically loads it in. Think how easy that is to manage. Make changes and have it affect your customer experience immediately. Then, BigCommerce is powering this in the background, where we also load product data. Plus, BigCommerce is also securely connected up customer and order data as well. Here's the thing. While you might be thinking about this and intrigued about it, your competitors might just be already implementing it. That said, if you want to see how this works with your actual products and your data, email me, joseph@swiftotter.com. I am personally handling the first 10 demos because I want to see the look on your face when your customers actually start finding what they need. Well, and before that, when your mind is blown with how cool this product is and how it will revolutionize how customers interact with finding products on your website. Until next time, make sure to subscribe to the eCom Buzz because you never want to miss out on content and information about AI and e-commerce like this.